I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie, from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards. Now, seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here? Altercation, you say? Yeah, shame as that goes. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave no can do, friend. That armor's Spacer's Choice. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, list. Oh, and, be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice. Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. Your pod? What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. Jesus. He just is. Look,
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine. Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll... You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pest... Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. So, couple hours out of your day and some light second story. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Power, I need you to break in. Now.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Please don't touch anything. Physical hygiene. Recapitulate. No, thank you. That's quite all. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet space. You will also report to me in the event of your death. Ah, gravesite fees. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. With what? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And some time ago. I fell... Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. Much ob-
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this with us. The grease monkey are... Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do apologize. I was given no forewarning. You were saying...
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just... old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you? I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on...
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatic. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I have... My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, here. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that... Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power... I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but... No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But, like a parent, the people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their... Good law, no, I don't want you killing. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go. And that
My dad told me all about the plant. I mean, if that's all...
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented. And you will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine.
Great!
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you.
Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account... To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take... Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid... I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding risk. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire.
Hey, Miss.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask.
My dad's buried here. Oh,
Something. Yeah? Fancy. Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on. That's the word, extortion. Been on the tip.
oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad sells real good disinfectant.
What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company? You may think that whether you're showing up to go Edgewater, I am never the I would Miss
Heading back. I'm going. Sure.